All right. Want to reveal the poll results? Oh, my goodness. Is this our first ever tie? Now, this will go on. You can continue playing even though we're not going to put the poll thing up there anymore. And people can still vote when they're watching on YouTube, and they do. But for now, this is our first ever tie. Is someone going to break that tie very quickly? Very quickly? Nope. Yep. 43% of you say great defense. So the great defense, they're going to Sweet 16. 43% of you say nope, they're going to the Elite 8 or better. And only about, 14% say nah, second round tops. Okay, thanks. Very good. Appreciate you playing. Let's take a look now at another graphic we've got here. This is NFL talent by state. So in other words, which states' high schools are producing the most talent. The states in red, there's 7 of them. Those produced at least 30 players. I've broken this down by conference. So you have, over the last 3 years, the SEC has 387 picks from SEC states. Okay, that's the left. Big Ten states have 255. And there are only 85 from the other states combined. And there are some I didn't even put on there. I just put the main players that aren't in a conference. North Carolina. You talk about how valuable UNC is. Everybody wants North Carolina, the school. And if they ever become available, the SEC and the Big Ten are going to fight for them. Well, there's another reason the SEC and the Big Ten are going to fight for them. They are basically the biggest talent-producing state that isn't in either the SEC or the Big Ten. Ryan and Bob, looking at that list, thoughts on the fact there are a lot of people right now celebrating the demise of the SEC. It's over. Your run's done. Big Ten fans are loving it. Do you look at that and say, yeah, well, the SEC has most of the talent, so you're going to be fine, you're going to bounce back here? Or do you look at that and say, yeah, geography doesn't matter as much as it used to because of the transfer portal? Bob, what do you say?
I'm going to go with the geography answer.
Doesn't matter anymore?
I think it matters less. Used to you had kids that, okay, everything else being equal, maybe I either A, want to play for Nick Saban and go to the NFL, B, I want to stay close to home so mom and dad can come watch me play, that sort of thing. Well, the transfer portal and now the money combined with that, I think makes the geography less important and opens up other places across the country to getting players that before wouldn't consider that. I mean, if you're a kid in Florida, it's one thing to go north and go to the University of Tennessee, but look how many kids on the roster of Michigan that won a national championship 2 years ago. They had several kids from Florida. I think they probably went there because of a little bit of this instead of going there for, other reasons. So I think geography means less than it did.
Right. I think that's fair. I would agree with that generally. I do think geography still matters, though, because sometimes you have transfers, Amari Jefferson, for instance, who want to come home. Maybe they went out of state somewhere originally, and they want to go back closer to home in some cases.
We were talking before the show.
The kid from Notre Dame, the lineman, North Carolina, is coming closer to home.
So it can work both ways. So I think geography still matters, and that's why it is a big deal that the Southeast is still producing some of the biggest numbers of talent by state. And even North Carolina factors into that, even though it's not an SEC state. Right. That's obviously a state the SEC recruits heavily, and including Tennessee, obviously. So I think that still works in their favor, but overall, yes, money is a bigger factor now. The chance to go to the NFL is a bigger factor. That's where kids are going. It's not like it used to be where, ability to be on TV every week and stay close to home was kind of what got you in the discussion. Now it's about where can I make money, where can I get to the NFL,
and do you have a black uniform? Everybody tells me that's very important, much more important than money or anything.
And just keep in mind, Tennessee recruits California, Alabama recruits California, so that's still But
yes, at the same time, I'm not suggesting that North Carolina, for example, has a moat around the state. Nobody can come in but North Carolina. But one of the reasons the SEC was looking to get into Texas, more television markets, but there's more of a reason to get those kids out of Texas and into the SEC. If I'm more likely to go to LSU if I know I can still play Texas and Texas A&M and mom and daddy can see me. So I'll leave Dallas for Baton Rouge, or I'll leave Dallas for Tuscaloosa. They might be a little more likely to do that. So
for sure.
We have somebody who believes the geography is a little less important. You don't think it's a big switch, just kind of. It can help on the transfer portal. It can help on the comeback.
Generally speaking, geography is less important than it was 15, 20 years ago. It still matters sometimes. Every kid's different, every recruitment's different, and sometimes it matters because a school might be more likely to go high on the NIL front because you're an in-state kid. That's what we've seen in a lot of cases. Missouri going high on Williams Nwaneri a couple of years ago, 5-star defensive lineman, a kid they wanted to keep home. So it can kind of be, it works both ways, but the fact that you're in state makes you more likely to stay, at a home state school sometimes.
Okay, very good. I want to look at this from a different angle when we come back. Don't know if you noticed where the state of Tennessee was on that. There are a lot of people that run around right now talking about how the state of Tennessee is producing talent like never before. That may be true, but it's still not up there. It wasn't in a red dye on that chart. It wasn't one of the top states. We'll compare Tennessee to other states, and does it matter? Or will somebody else say what Bob said? Geography doesn't matter. Come on back.